Okay, folks, this is the second attempt at double streaming to Twitch and YouTube. So hopefully we are doing okay. Trying to figure out if everything works all right. Yeah, seems like things are working. Fingers crossed. Welcome. You can see the last project we did last time. This is the super bracelet with the spikes, dragon style. Zoom in and put this leather away for a second. Right, I might need to redo it to make it less chafing, or whatever the term in English is, but basically a little less abrasive on the skin. But the general idea is here, and I like it. Now, the next one is super project that I got. This is the new camera, the 360 camera. I just need to brag about it. So if you enjoy 360 photography, please cheer with me. This is the Insta360 camera. Let me turn it on. There we go. And this is the power supply for it. So you can power stick and extra battery. So when you press the button, it makes a shot, a 360 shot. So maybe we'll one day incorporate that. I don't think it allows live video though, but you can see how like this basically captured all 360, including the back of the studio, including all the cameras and everything, you know. This is my other hobby other than live streaming, the leatherwork or just leatherwork. And I make photos for Google Maps and stuff like that. In addition to this device, I also got this device. If we turn it on, this is a remote control for it, which, you know, anyway, like I don't need to show it to you, but basically it lets you see the preview. You see it's connecting to the camera right now. Maybe I can zoom in on that. Yep. Connecting to the camera. There we go. So you see how now I can use this to do 360 and the camera changes as well. And more importantly, it has the GPS in it. And so when I make a photo, it records the GPS as well. So super device. I mean, I don't need the preview as much, but it's useful for people who like do biking and things like that. But yeah, so but GPS data gets recorded with a photo, and that's what makes it easy to publish to Google Maps. One day maybe we'll do Google Maps experience stream. Okay, sounds good. Made a couple photos, and you see if I press the button, it will turn off the. I said it will turn off. Oh, okay, it was still recording the photo because I set it to 72 megapixel photos, which is huge, but that's kind of like what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, let me turn it off. Just little show and tell right now, but we are gonna get back to our leather projects. Okay, I just couldn't resist. I had to show and tell. Did it turn off or did it turn on? I have no idea. Nope, it turned back on. No, I wanted to shut it down. Anyhow, turning this off. Turning this off. there is a little bit of a procedure for this. So, but otherwise, it's like I love it a lot. Yeah, I forgot to show that it's actually a selfie stick as well. So anyway, one day we'll do that. I'll put that away somewhere. And we'll get back to our leatherwork. So, I want to make a couple business cards, or maybe just one for today. And this one will be the steampunk version. And for that, I have this special jig. Effectively, you make a couple of these, right? Slightly bigger, and then you cut it off, you mark, and you're good. So basically, I usually just use this to cut the piece of leather off, right? Yeah. Then I stitch, then I mark the holes. How did I push the holes last time? I forgot. I forgot how I did that, but anyhow, let's do this. And this one will be used to cut it out, right? Okay. It's okay if it's not exactly to the edge, because it's gonna be like an excess that I then will trim. So it goes there, goes to trash. Okay. And we need to find the actual NFC tags. There they are. Because these are digital leather business cards, and they are actually NFC. They have NFC tags inside of them, and I have a few different kinds, like little round ones, but I think these are the ones that we are putting into here. So I have a few pre-made as I was testing stuff, you know, and then I have some little dots, by the way, little stickers that can be NFC tags, but they're a little too small. And I'm gonna use these guys. So just probably one card today. I don't know why, but I felt like I needed to make one. Yeah. Grabbing the glue. Where's my glue? That's my glue right there. Yep. The glue was sitting on the side, so it's probably like... It's kind of okay. And this is the water-based cement. Probably too good for these kind of products. but that's okay. And this one I'm not gonna be stitching. This one is riveted, hence the steampunk style. Orange Dan, welcome, welcome. I am streaming on both Twitch and YouTube today, so trying to figure out how all of that works and if there is any reason to stream on YouTube as well. So if anyone wants to check out the YouTube channel, please do so. I'm not 100% sure how my chatbot works in YouTube, but we can try. Actually, let me try that. So if I type exclamation point Insta, let's see if that triggers the chat message or not. Someone told me that I should stream on YouTube instead of Twitch, but I have not tried to stream on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, there are a few people who like prefer YouTube, but I'm not sold yet on YouTube being a better platform. And also, since Streamlabs allows to stream on both platforms now, or multiple platforms, which I'm also eyeing Instagram, by the way, as another platform. So I decided to maybe, you know, explore my options, invest a little bit in it. Since I already invested in equipment, you know, might be a good time to spread the wings. Yeah, exactly. Like Insta became the art channel, kind of like photo space and shorts and short videos and stuff. And now it's YouTube too, but not for photos for sure. And, you know, it's good to diversify your platforms. How have you been? Have you been streaming much on Twitch or not? I forgot if I've ever been to your stream actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And today was like a very interesting day. Very non-interesting day, I should say. Very quiet. I slept a little and then we went for a walk and a good restaurant, and then I didn't do anything afterwards. Okay, let's let it dry a little. Let me see if my Insta works here. Exclamation point Insta. Okay, Insta works here, but for some reason not in YouTube. I don't know how to make a YouTube message come up. By the way, this is a button I have for the, what is it? What is it setting? Okay, this is not really the pattern I'm using right now, but I just have a button, and this is the dragon we were making earlier. So sorry if I'm testing the environment, folks, but figured it would be easy to set up a stream and move toward and to do both at once. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Oh yeah, and these little circle ones you can put into your keychains, and that's what I do. I actually have a pattern for a keychain and the how's it called, the cutter that matches these exactly, and that's just perfect. Okay, so let's put one side right in the middle, just like that, and apply some glue again. I don't know why I cleaned the brush yet, but just to this side of the card. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that it's like just a glue and just a card. Okay, back to the full zoom. Oh, really? Like you were here when I did the dragon? Yeah, yeah. That was fun experience for sure. But yeah, I I have a few of my own patterns, and I just have this command for the future when I'm gonna be making mine. Yep, yeah, the dragon is done. I don't know if you've seen me finishing my while the glue dries. Let me do some show and tell. I don't know if you joined me recently, but I was working on a pair of sneakers that I made. And these are just awesome. I need to do a little bit of fixing because I did restitch them and kind of updated them because they were hurting my feet a tiny bit. And now I need to like patch them up a bit. But otherwise, like I've made my sneakers with my own logo and everything, and now I can walk in my own sneakers, which is very cool. Okay, I think it dried up enough. We can do this. We can do this and grab my big metal roller. Maybe clean it a little. So I'll roll the main part. Flip it, roll the other side. This basically connects the two sides, and then I'll use my bone folder to define. Use the round piece to define where the card is. I don't know. Can you see that? Like, let me zoom in. Yeah, I think you can see how I'm like defining the shape underneath. And this is useful both for doing the stitching when I'm using the stitchable pattern, or for just connecting the sides, right? Basically, the leather here is a little lower, so it needs to glue. Okay, let me use my rubber eraser to remove the extra glue that we got on the surface. By the way, these are amazing. Like if a little bit of glue gets on the surface, this is the way to go. And then I can use this guy because this one basically matches the card size. Unfortunately, the leather is black, so it's a little harder to see. But if I align it and put the card right in the middle of it, right? Yep, just like that. Now I can simply grab my rotary cutter, which I should have probably grabbed earlier, like that. And cut it out. Yep. Sorry, I'm out of camera. Back to the right zoom. Just like that. And if I grab my vertical knife, which is the Japanese style knife, I can basically cut the round corners just like that, using the same template, right? Unfortunately, this is a softer leather, so I need to be a little more precise with it, and kind of angle it a tiny bit. in. And looks like I did a little bit of a snafu here, so we can do another cut. Nope, that didn't work. That's fine. It works obviously on vegetable tanned leather. It works much better. It's much more sturdy leather, kind of more like plywood style material than softer leather like this, but nice. And we got ourselves a card. Just like that, you see? And now what we can do is we can now position it right inside. Well, if we didn't make that snafu a little by not cutting it big enough, we would position it right there, but we're a little bigger than necessary, so I'll go and use a ruler to cut a little more. Just like that. Is this enough now? Yep. Now it fits right here. More or less. And we can use a hole puncher to punch the holes. Let's see. I think this is the right size. Let's see, did I do it? No, I don't think I did it for this machine, but this works too. Just like that. Yeah, that worked. And I would probably usually use the hammer punch, but I wanted to try this punch as well because it's a very reliable punch, very kind of easy to use and all that. Come on, there we go. Come on. So you see, I'm basically using the same piece of wood, and we laser cut this template. My son helped me out with creating this template to make this process fast. Just like that. And the last one. Here we go. And we got ourselves the holes in the right spots, right? If you look on this side, they're like just where they need to be, right? I don't know if it's easy to see though, but there you go, right? They're right in the right places as a result. And without taking it out, let's go and do some foiling for it. Unfortunately, I forgot, I do need to take it out. So you go, you put some foil in here, and we'll foil it. So let me switch to the other workbench. There we go. There we go. This is my other workbench with my purple light going in there. And instead of using this mug maker that I use for my sublimation, we will use the other heatable device, which is the foiler. And I'll turn it on. And for this, I think we'll use silver foil. Let me go grab my foil from the bag, from the back. Yeah, so let me grab some foil. You know what? Maybe should I make red one? No. I think silver or dark metal is probably what I want to go with. You know what? Silver it is. Because we're gonna be using silver snaps for it. So my stamp is right there. Let's cut it with some foil. I don't know if you can see me doing that, but it's right here. Right? We put the foil down like this. We put the project back in. Just like that. And now we got ourselves, I don't know if you can see it, but we got the foil in this little window. And once the machine heats up, which is currently at 76 degrees and needs a couple more, I'll show you how the foiling process works. It's almost there, almost there. By the way, folks, if you want to subscribe or like and follow, this is a good moment because I'm not doing anything, but basically I do come back to streaming slowly but surely. I am coming back, so we'll do more and more. And by the way, it's kind of funny because on Twitch the word subscribe means one thing, and on YouTube it means something different. So if you are on YouTube watching me, hello everyone. That's my message. Not helly everyone, but hello everyone. Awesome. Top chat? No. Live chat. That's what I wanted. So if you want to check out YouTube stream, it is going on as well. Okay. Kind of fun experience. I want to have my broadcast corporation here. So, okay, the heat is all on. So what we can do is basically push this here. I grab my stamp, position it like this, and slide it over under the machine, press, and remove. Well, remove the pattern, remove the stamp. And now we can switch back over here. Take it out, remove the foil, and we got ourselves, oh, it's flying over. Maybe I should take off my gloves. But we got ourselves the name right there, right? So this is why this pattern is so useful, because you see I just glued a couple things, I cut it out, made my holes, and I got myself a card, right? And now we will go and switch over to my press right there, where we will go and put the rivets in, right? Like we'll... So, and I might need to clean up this workbench a little more, but pretty cool right now. So I just grab my rivets. Oh, before I can do the riveting, I need to swap out the other setter tool that we used for those shoes, right? We were setting up the, what do we call them? Snaps? No, grommets. We were setting up grommets, and therefore I used the grommet setting bits. And now we need to switch back to the 7mm. Yep, 7mm setters. You just swap them in like this. Up. Just like this. And rivets themselves. So you see how, where's my camera? This is the rivet. You set them up like this, and I'll go and set them all up like that first. And then I'll use the press to press them together. So having a press for this operation is extremely useful. Unfortunately, these projects require quite a lot of rivets, both for artistic reasons and just for hardware support kind of reasons. But I guess that's kind of what people bought. That's kind of why this projects sell. So if you want one yourself, you can always order one. In fact, you can probably order this one. So I'm setting all the rivets. Not setting, but putting them together. Like that. And these are called double cap rivets because they have the cap on both sides and therefore they look nice on both sides. So let me show you real quick. There we go. So you see how they're all floppy for now? And I will go and use the press to push them in. And these rivets are a little long for this. I could have gone with a less thick, less, well, it's called shorter in English, less long rivets, but I don't have any. I bought some variety in brass, but I don't have variety in silver. And you see, with so many rivets to set, it's so much faster using a press. So I'm really happy about my investment. There we go. Switching back to this view. There we go. So here is my set rivets. So, oh, wrong bench. Here is the zoomed area, right? And what's left is to finish some edges, and then maybe I should have done it earlier. It's kind of funny how this, like, it stretches on the edges slightly, so it's not completely rectangular. Where's my plastic piece? Did I put it back? Yeah. Technically, I probably made these jigs to make this into a conveyor belt kind of project where I can make many of these and all of that, but you know, you don't always do that. And that is fine. That is fine. So let me do some sensing, slightly bit of camera. Or maybe on this camera. Well, since we are on this camera, we can go here. Yeah. Usually I just do talking on this camera, but today is the day. And I might need to update this view, the talking view, to be in the main camera window. So a little bit of sanding to even out those corners. Yeah, I think we're good. And a little bit of burnish, and then a little bit of well, back to the right camera. Sorry, looks like I keep switching the cameras around. Maybe I'll just keep this one on. So some burnishing, a little stick, burnishing stick. And again, this is just the basic process. It's not really required or anything like this. This project does not need more sophisticated leather finish. But having good edges is always good, so I like doing that. And this is not particularly well burnishable leather because this is oil tan. So I'm not expecting great edges like I would on vegetable tanned leather. But this is still useful and protects the edge. Think of it as sealing the edge, basically. Up. Sometimes the project runs away. I went to an event at 51 Brow. Nice, Dio. Dio's, well, brother. Yes, that's right. They have like the partner business with knives and leather. That's my understanding. Yeah, I know Dio very well. He's been one of the oldest members of the stream here, and one of the oldest leather streamers, I think, as of now. Because a lot of us come and go, but he stuck around and like does cool streams, and he does D&D. So we share some other interest where I'm not a D&D player, but I make D&D. Well, I make dice bags, so he got one of my dice bags actually, which I made for him. One of the early prototypes. Do you do knives? I assume it's somewhere local to you, right? That event he was doing, or they were doing. Because I it's definitely too far for me. I couldn't do that myself, but I saw them organizing it. It's pretty cool. You can do the skiving and sewing better than I can. Masonic apron. You are the wood turner, got it. 4 hours, yeah. 4 hours is not very close, but close enough, you know, to visit once, or at least definitely go for the event. This is how me and Maker Camp. Maker Camp is slightly closer though, but I am going into Maker Camp in October. Did it not glue well? Yeah, it looks like I missed some glue here, right? Let's do a little bit glue up. A little quick glue up here, because For some reason, it didn't glue together properly. I don't know why. This is actually the first time this happened to me. Huh. Interesting. Maybe I should have pushed a little harder together. Okay, while it glues up, the glue dries up, we can take out our leather balm materials as well. This was the second year. Okay, nice, nice. Did they do anything that is interesting for you, like as a wood turner, I mean? Or was there like a variety of things going on in there? This glue is a little... This glue is not as strong, or maybe it is strong, it just didn't cover very well. So let's wait for it to dry up a little bit. Meanwhile, should I make another one? Maybe. Let's do another one. That's all materials for knife handles. Oh yeah, that's true. Knife handles is... Oh, so you do it for pens? Yeah, nice. Yeah, I did buy a couple plastic ones. As I was looking for the materials for the project today, I actually found this little piece of little panel that I bought for $250. It was a Forged in Foam cosplay here on Twitch was selling some leather. I thought maybe I should buy some, so let's do another one. Would it fit two of these? Yeah, it would fit perfectly, so let's do that. Ah, come on. This is one piece. And this is the other piece. So, yeah. It's a little cramped. And this is like, this leather has a little bit of pull up, which is kind of fun this way. Right, so if you do it like this, you see how it gets a little bit of this color to the surface, and then it's like evens out. If you especially if you not burnish, but if you, what is it? Rub it. Oh, Lockwood was there as well. Nice. I mean, the guys do great leather work too. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to do, to sell your leatherwork, to your craft, sorry, in my case, leatherwork. But I don't really do that all the time, you know. I did sell a few at work. We had some, I worked for Etsy for a while, and we had our own holiday market for employees. So all of the Etsy sellers who are also Etsy employees would sell stuff there. And I sold a few of these cards. a few mugs, a few projects, some of the dice bags actually as well. It's fun. It's fun when it's a hobby. When it's a full-time job, it's a little more frustrating and kind of requires much more diligence and stuff like that. But you know, for me, unfortunately, I cannot afford this being my job at the moment, at least. It would be an awesome augmentation to my income when I retire, maybe, but not at the moment. Jay Nelson from the Forge and Fire. Okay, yeah. I remember that show. He got one of my pipes so he can advertise my stuff. Nice, nice. It was cool to him to talk about the quality of my work. Nice. Yeah, my father's friend was a collector of pipes, actually. He passed away a while ago back in Russia, but I remember him and actually they had another third friend that, like, two of them loved the pipe. They obviously smoked them, but they loved the pipes. Which was a whole different story back in Russia. Yeah. Reminded me of that guy. He was a good guy. Scientists. They were all scientists and biologists. This particular guy was a botanist. My father is a biologist. You know, he passed away way too early, unfortunately. But yeah. Oh, really? Metal pipes. And you cover the... okay, I see. Interesting. So basically, you would turn the stock, well, the outside of the smoking pipe. Interesting. Yeah, I did. Yeah, definitely not those kind. He mostly collected like full-on wooden ones. I actually don't know where he got them from. And how good they were. I was a teenager. Well, I was a little more than teenager, but I wasn't a crafter back then, and I didn't know how they're made and all of that. But clearly, like, they had their reason, you know, to do things. Okay, let's connect these two guys, and I'll open up the glue. And let me use my super tool that is purchased specifically for this process. Why are my tools always in a mat here? I don't know. That's just a thing. And this tool is for pressing leather together, like this. Yeah, so this is for pressing the edges of the leather together. I probably should have done checked it out better before I riveted things, but you know, it's just life. Okay, and remove the excess glue and use the rubber eraser to remove the most excess. There we go. You see it like it wasn't there. And we'll do a little more burnishing with a stick, kind of to flatten it a tiny bit more. There we go. So this guy is done, and we'll probably finish the leather together for both projects. So yeah, okay. This guy goes in the middle, just like that. In the middle, just like that. I don't know why it's so dirty. Not really dirty, just a little bit of fluff from the leather. Okay. Glue. We still need to glue this part. Okay. And the problem with the glue is that you actually need to wait longer because it's not a glue, it's actually a rubber cement. So you want it to dry up before you apply, before you stick these things together. And I'm always impatient to do that. You know what? Let's turn on the heat gun again. Heating machine. Heat press, because we're gonna be foiling this guy as well, and here I'm using the gold foil. So we'll repeat the process a bit. The guy that I buy the pipes from glues the materials to the stem, but then you can't clean it properly without messing up the covering material. He said, well, when they can buy another one, but I prefer it to be cherished instead of a pain in the ass. Yes, that's true. That's true. Pens have a brass tube through. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I assume you have a small lathe, like the pen maker's lathe or watchmaker's lathe, right? So, or are you doing it on a big lathe? No. No glue on my super thingy. Okay, this is fine. A little too much stuff flying around. You're seeing the perfection in action. A little bit of bit to remove the thing you don't want to be on your plexi. Yeah, rubber eraser on plexiglass is not as good. Okay, how's our drying time? I think it's dried. Or at least that's my favorite word, like, I think it's dry. Let's put it back together. There we go. There we go. Again, using a roller on the edges is not good. You need to use the bone folder for that. And let's do that. And actually for this, on this pattern, you will be able to see the sides much better because on this leather, I mean, because of the pull up. The moment you bend, the moment you bend the leather, and let me show you it on a zoom, it becomes much more apparent on the edge. Yeah, at least I can see it much better, and it will help me a bit. Up, back to zoom out. A couple of lathes, small one for pens and with other things, a larger one for balls. Yeah, balls, I can imagine. You need a big lathe. Stable, powerful motor to rotate things, right? And obviously the size-wise. Did they just scratch it too much? No, I think it's good. And it adds character anyway, because that's what this pull-up leather is all about. It's about character. Okay. Almost done. I kind of want to avoid this ungluing as we just happened to the other card. There we go. Yeah, very, very cool brownie style. And here I can see the edge very well, so we can position it perfectly on the line. And let's do some cutting. Okay. I'm keeping my hand a little bit at an angle, so it cuts exactly on the edge, and the card will fit the mold. Hopefully it fits better than the previous one. Larger stuff, the small one can turn up to 12 inches wide and the larger one 14 inches wide. Yeah, that's like, some tools have some limitations, and when you hit them, you're like, okay, maybe I need a bigger tool instead of trying to make it work, you know? Although 14 inches is pretty big bowl, right? Yeah. Or 12, I mean. But when you get closer to the limit, you might be less comfortable doing that as well, so understandable. Where do you get your wood for your bowls? I assume that's like getting a good piece of wood is a big deal in your process as well. Like it is for leather in mine. I mean, this is a relatively cheap, simple leather. Not particularly complex product or expensive product. But I do have some leathers that are more expensive. And you're kind of like, okay, which leather I use for what? Okay, and here we go. Okay, we got ourselves the card. This one is a little more scratch prone and everything, and that's what makes better kind of a character for it. Okay, this now fits. So let's do the punches. Oh, come on. Oh, this one gets stuck. Burls or interesting stuff. Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable, especially like if you don't need like a lot of product to make, right? And you can afford selling at a slightly larger margin. This is absolutely a good way to go again, it's easier on us hobbyists than on those professionals who need to do much more. Yeah, go ahead, please. I'll be happy to see them, and hopefully others can take a look as well. I think you shared some last time as well, right? And the last one. Perfect. Perfecto. Let me take a look. I don't have it set up so I can show it to everybody, but folks, if you want to take a look, just click out to Instagram. Nice knife. Nice knife. Yeah, that's the one. Nice. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool pants, exactly. Ah, just love it. Love it. First try at a knife. Okay, okay. It's always first try for something, right? Okay, let's go make as what do you call it? The stamp. Cut out the piece again. Because it's inside the pattern, inside the jig, I don't want to just unroll the foil. Unfortunately got scratched. Basically, we do it like this. This. Like that. We got ourselves a little foil pocket. And put it where the center of pressure is, more or less, right? Grab the silicone rubber gloves so I can touch this guy without getting burned too much. Oh, come on. It's only 100 degrees Celsius, but still. Okay, and this is done. It's a pretty quick process. I mean, you usually would go and make a bunch of them right away, right? So we are not optimizing the process right now. There we go. There we go. Journey. I might have pressed it a little. Oh, wrong camera. A little too much, so we can try cleaning it up a bit with the awl. Because it's a softer leather, the stamp goes into it a little more than I meant to do. It's fine. It's not overdone, just a little bit in the corners of my stamp. There we go. There we go. Okay, now let's go back to the press again. Back to the press. And put the rivets in. Did the glue come together properly? That's what I'm checking. Yeah, the glue job is actually done right here. So for this one, I will actually change the center again because I want to use the smaller rivets for this guy. The 6mm rivets. And the shorter ones as well. which one is shorter? This is 9, this is 6.4 post. Is this good? 6.4. Yeah. 6.4 is perfect. So this one will be a little more concise, or whatever we call that. A little smaller. Ah, come on. Did I lose my rivets? Yeah, I did. Let's... Ah! Okay, let's not optimize, let's just do it one by one. Well, why is this? Is this a bigger one? Somehow that rivet head felt a little big. Yeah. I don't know why. Did I get different rivet heads? I got different rivet heads. Oh my god, this is terrible. Okay, let's hope they are still 6mm, right? Yeah, they're still 6mm, but they're slightly different size. Oh my god, this is terrible. Okay, that's okay. Just set them right away. Yeah. Let's pull this up a tiny bit because I feel like it's going in too much. I don't want to rely on my hand. Yeah. Okay. It looks like the rivets that was supposed to have the same heads actually don't. So they don't snap exactly the same way. That's okay. You don't always have the perfect materials. The same vendor, I expected them to have the same rivet tops. The rivet, what is it, tops? No. Caps. The caps are slightly different. Ah, God. This will be somewhat of annoyance. Okay, this one matches. It's probably two different batches, and that's why. If you want consistency in your materials, buy them at the same time, even if you're trying to get them from the same vendor. Okay, good. So, here we go. Nope, wrong. There we go. Here is our card with the brass rivets and gold foil. I think they go together very well. That's how we're gonna do it now. Okay. So we don't need this pattern anymore. We just need to do a little bit more burnishing on this guy. Again, a bit of sanding. Basically, the round corners are not really round on leather, unless you use the round punches, which I'm not. And this pattern doesn't really call for perfection. The acrylic guide is good enough for the knife. Okay. Yeah, this one looks like some kind of secret is encased in this leather. Let's try edging it, maybe. Nope, wrong one. Is it working? It works a little. Okay, let's edge this guy, because this leather is a tiny bit better than the other piece. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something incorrectly. It does a little bit of edging. And edging is cutting off the edge so it burnishes in a little more round. And doesn't create a mushroom shape on the leather. I probably should have done before I put the rivets in, because on this leather the rivets are creating a little bit of distortion. And you know, if I was a little bit cheaper, I probably wouldn't have done burnishing. Or if I was a little bit more professional, I would probably buy a burnishing machine, and this wouldn't be such a process. Well, I still need to edge it and stuff, but anyhow. But I cannot afford a burnishing machine for this. For a few projects that I do. And I don't do belts, which kind of like is the product that attracts all of that kind of heavy investment, because they need to be cheap, but they sell in bulk very well. If anything, leather belts, the belts need to be made out of leather mostly. Right, that's kind of like such a common product that everybody buys a real leather belt, or at least everybody should buy a good leather belt rather than a shitty one. But I don't do many belts, only for friends and family. And I keep scratching this piece of leather, which is kind of okay because like it adds character, but still I want to reduce the amount of pre-scratching that I do for the product and let person do it on their own. But I love how the edges become once you burnish them. Every time I do it, I'm like, oh my god, this is like the biggest fun of all this process. For me, it's stitching itself when I do stitching and burnishing. I just like it. I just like it. I have a feeling if I ever get a stitching machine, I might lose a large part of what I like in this hobby. On the other hand, obviously, you cannot manually stitch bags, for example. It's like it's just not profitable, not reasonable. People will not buy a hand-stitched bag and pay for all of that work that goes into it, you know? Okay. Okay, now we've burnished it. Let's go and finish the leather with the balm to give it a little more shine. Well, let's do a little bit of edge burnishing with a canvas first. Sorry, I forgot this step on the previous project, on the previous card. But while this one is still wet, let's do that. Yeah. Up. This particular leather does, because it's an oil tan, because it's a pull-up, sorry, it does burnish. Might not burnish into solid shape as the veg tan does, but it gets a little more shiny as you use canvas on it. There we go. There we go. Oof. I like it. So, 2 Chorny cards. We need this guy, we need this guy, and we need the balm, which obviously crusted again. You see how I'm turning it, but it's not leaving. That's because the wax is sitting on the surface. So now we can do it. Wet rug first. And technically this finish is for vegetable tanned leather, but I found that using this for waxing, for adding wax to the surface of oil tan works as well, especially when it's not like uniform. When texture of the surface doesn't need to be preserved, like with a lot of oil tan projects and a lot of rusticy projects. Obviously, this steampunk style matches that aesthetic. Let's put, well, maybe not this piece of paper towel, but the other piece of paper towel while we rub it, or how it's called, buff it, because I don't want it to be scratched over my not so smooth cutting mat, which kind of means I probably need to change the cutting mat. As much as I liked this cutting mat, it's a little too soft. I think my previous one was a little more sturdy. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, and the second one. Again, oil tan doesn't need to be waxed because it has some oils inside already, right? But it kind of adds a little bit of a finish. It fills up a little bit of the scratching that you might have done on the project, as I do, and that makes it a little better. Yeah, so if we compare this side, right, with this side, they're comparable, but this one is slightly better. And the second one. Oh, this side. And I do offer naming, like putting names and personalizing the card on the other side, if you're interested. If anyone is interested in these cards to begin with. So if you want one, feel free to order them. And I'll probably get some discounts that I'll share on stream. So if you saw this on stream, you can probably get them cheaper at my Etsy store. How many? These are like 10 rivets, right? Yeah. 10 rivets per product. That's kind of that's $1 in hardware. Only in hardware. And that's like a bulk prices that I'm paying, which I obviously cannot afford to just do that. I need to mark it up for you all. I think the biggest price here is the labor to begin with, so that's why I'm like doing a little bit of jigging on these and kind of design these products to be easier to make, so the price is more reasonable, I should say, for you all. So if you need a premium leather business card that works with any phone, this is the product for you. Okay, let me show you how they work. If you're still here, if you want to know how these products work, now is the way. Now is the learning experience. Yeah, unfortunately this leather doesn't burnish as well, and that's just life. I mean, the products are slightly different. That's completely fine. They are a different color to begin with, right? So how this works is that, let me open my phone. When you touch the phone to the card, this should bring up the page. But because this one is not programmed yet, where is my NFC tools? There we go. It's an app for iPhone and Android to program them, and I will write record. Nope. My saved records. There we go. So Churny Goods card. How do I write it? Oh my god, this software is not perfect in that sense. Right. Load. There we go. We loaded this record here, and then we can write it into the card, and it's written to this card, and we can write it into this card. You see how it's waiting for me to touch the card? There we go. And now both cards have well, in this case my store, but you will probably redo it, right? So there you go. You see how this popped up? You press it and it did vibrate, and it opens up my store. Same goes for this card. There we go. And you can change it to your URL if you like. That's basically how this works. Eventually I will create a page for how to do it, and this URL will open that page. You know. Here we go. We made 2 cards. So I'll go and publish them. Probably make a photo first, right? Let's do a photo. That's one. Well, I should do it this way. Okay, let's go and add those photos to my listing on the website. Select one to share to my laptop. Nope. Okay, that's fine. And we'll go and open up the listing and we'll just do it right now. There we go. Add a photo. Download. Oh, come on. List. There we go. Date edit. Really? Where did it put it? Did I share it to the wrong computer? AirDrop. Okay, I got it. Wrong computer. Sorry, need to. There we go. So listings. I'm listing it on my Etsy right now, so you all can check it out if you like. Not that it's the goal, but it's kind of fun to do that. Come on, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Add the photo or a video. There we go. Downloads. What? You know what? I will not be adding a photo or a video. I'll just add the two steampunk cards, and that's it. Maybe I do need another one. Maybe I just need another variation. There you go. Manage variations. Steampunk black. We'll select the photo. Come on, I selected the photo. There we go. And steampunk brown. Pull up. Okay, brown it is. Steampunk brown. Also select the photo. Same thing. Done. Apply. Uh, Five, 1, 1. Publish changes. So let me share with you journey.co. Go to the shop and select the color steampunk black. Journey goods go. So this is the card for a black one. Does it go where it's supposed to go? Yeah. And this is the one for the brown. Yeah. Well, more or less. More or less. So anyway, if you want to get these in the store, this is the place to do that. Meanwhile, we'll be wrapping it up. So, thank you all for joining. We made these 2 cool cards. We worked on this bracelet before, last time, not this time. And we'll be back to do more of this. Technically, my regular scheduled time is Tuesday, so on Tuesday we'll be back doing this stuff again and again, and then maybe once more time. So, thank you all for joining. Let's go raid somebody. If there is somebody doing what we like doing. Actually, let's see who is not in our filter. Similar, same category, similar size. Nobody is doing the same thing. Okay. Let's do the following then. Squibble it is. We haven't been with Squibbles in a while, so let's do that. Let's raid Squibble Designs. She's an artist from New Zealand, amazing person, does great job. So let's do that. Why did it? No, I don't need a preview. I need to raid them. Raid now. So thank you all for joining. I'll see you all on Tuesday, and let's raid Squibble.